Porsha ready to steal somebody else's husband. Yours. Yours. Sweetie me again. Sweetie me again.
Record that.
Then also, who else do we have? There's a new girl named Angela Oakley. Now I don't know Angela, but I hear her husband is everything.
And y'all can even say he's too old for her because Porsha is in the midst of divorcing her grandfather. So, nah. Okay, this is the perfect age range for Porsha right here.
I just feel like, even though you may not be married, it's just some things are just common sense of how to behave around a married couple. Mm-hmm. And for me, I don't even like to stand and look someone's husband eye to eye and carry on more than a 3-minute conversation. So when we go to exchange telephone numbers, like I was telling somebody the other day, every type of communication that you have with this couple needs to go through the wife. And you should know that at some point in your life. And if you overstep that boundary, then your intentions were wrong from the beginning. Porsha wrote a coloring book about wanting to be R. Kelly's main girl despite him having a wife, leaving a woman that was screaming to be let out of R. Kelly's sex cult. She fantasized about her ex-husband being her man when he was in a public relationship with his baby mother. Then she's engaged to a dude whose soon-to-be ex-wife was her co-worker. She met both of them on the show at the same time and started an affair with him. So yeah, journalists are going to ask basic questions and not stroke your ego.
Damn. I'm sorry.
I work for Dish Nation. I am in the world of journalism. So my word needs to be
journalism is.
So you're downplaying my job? This word right here is killing me. What's this?
Reciprocation?
Reciprocity.
Let me see, Porsha.
It's a big. It's
reciprocity.
Reciprocity. No.
That ain't it.
Look at it. Come look at it. Come look at it.
Give me a minute.
Reciprocity. Hard mess, child.
I would like Porsha to spell scepter. So.
It's almost hurtful to me to watch her be so dumb. Somebody wrote a death on 265 days a year. What is wrong with that?
Yourself the season.
Porsha Williams coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta? That's false. But Porsha Guardia is in the building. See y'all.
Well, I guess Porsha Williams is coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta because
Porsha Guardia
filed for divorce, child, and we don't even know if that's truly her real name because you all know I've been reporting about it that the man re-entered this country after being deported due to his criminal past under a fake name and fake identity. Got his paperwork under that fake identity and then decided to file for a citizenship in this country under that fake identity. And that's how he was caught. For those of you who missed that video, I have linked that video in the description below. If you want more information on Porsha filing for divorce, I have linked that video in the description below. Now let's get into the current topic. What's up, my Finland loves? It's Miss Finland D coming to you all from Finland News. You don't have to know someone personally. You can just look at their patterns and figure them out. When Porsha got married, assignment, what did I say constantly in almost every single video? I said, Porsha and Simon will have a long marriage as long as nothing happens to publicly embarrass Porsha, publicly in a way where she have no choice but to leave or to distance herself. That was the first thing I said. I said, if that doesn't happen, then they'll be together for a long time. I said also, all of these conversations we're having, Simon being broke, being in debt, allegedly, Porsha would never admit to them, and she would keep posting the lavish lifestyle, the videos, and all of these things with a smile on her face until they are no longer together, because that's how she was with Dennis. And then I posted everything that happened between Dennis, that when they broke up, now Dennis was broke, and all of these different things. You all saw those videos. So I'm not surprised that Porsha responded this way to Simon when he responded under Shemia, giving Bravo what Porsha promised. When I did the video on Shemia getting her peach, what did I say in that video? I said we all know that for a long time, Porsha wanted a copy and paste lifestyle of her bestie. She found Simon, and she quickly, you know what happened. We know the story, okay? And the pictures and all of this, copy paste. However, it didn't work out. Now Shemia has a peach, and Shemia is giving Bravo what Porsha promised. I said Shemia, however, is low-key about it, but because the camera is in her face, things might change now that she's doing a TV show and she have to show that lifestyle. And then I posted this clip right here of Shemia celebrating her birthday and getting a luxury vehicle and dancing, celebrating, being happy, running to go and kiss her husband. The person helping her reveal the car wasn't her husband. I saw comments like, ooh, she didn't even hug her husband. Of course she's not going to hug that man, because that man next to her is not her husband. Of course, Porsha was there. This event was filmed and all of that, okay? So Shemia is giving what Porsha promised. So under one of the blog pages that posted this clip, of course, he wrote, "Congratulations, my good sis Shemia. I'm so happy for you. My brother Jared has excellent taste in fine automobile. Look forward to watching the only cast member with a Roseworks." This guy. And to that, Porsha responded, "Simon, don't forget, a debt-free husband who is a U.S. citizen. My bestie is winning like clockwork. It was be his peace, and we are rich and living this amazing lifestyle, and now he's broke and in debt." But when we were talking about it, it was over haters. No one to say Simon is broke. I'm just saying Simon doesn't have the money that his net worth online is reporting, but Simon got money. And I was like, if Simon really wanted to be petty, all he had to clap back with was, the same friend that you were so jealous of her life that you used me as a pawn to recreate her authentic life and failed miserably. Mic drop. But you can't go that low and be that petty. One, they're going to say you're lying. Two, we were friends, and my friend said this about me, and you were over here smiling in my face. I love Simon's response. He kept it within he and Porsha issues. They are each other karma. And this is what he was doing to his ex-wife all over social media. So it's interesting to watch the both of them do this on social media. And Porsha said, oh, it would never happen to me. Oh, he would never do that. Girl, now look. But Simon's response did not stop there. He continued, despite not holding U.S. citizenship, this immigrant with 34 plus years of impeccable credit history secured a $7 million home. The property is now inhabited by a U.S. citizen who was once married to me for precisely 453 days. Just imagine that. Exactly. You want to diss me and my citizenship, but yet you are living in the house I paid for? You want to talk about debt, but yet you are still in my house throwing parties and doing whatever, trying to kick me out and take over my home when you have your own house to go to. Yes, give me back my house that I bought before the marriage. However, when you sign and put certain things in your prenup, then the judge have to step in. So they will figure it out. But how dare you try to clown me when you are currently living on the roof that I provided you, Miss American Citizen? Why don't you go ahead and move back in your house since I'm worthless now because I don't have a citizenship. Well, Simon, this is what happens when you think the grass is greener on the other side. And she will never do me like that. And then putting certain things in your prenup that is allowing her to stay there until the judge says otherwise. So they are each other karma, because if you remember, a few weeks ago, over a month ago, his ex-wife Fallon did an interview, and this is what she said about Simon kicking her out of his house.
Moved away, or how did the ending happen?
Same way y'all saw it. It just went away. One day I was happy, and the next day he was gone.
Oh, he just never came back to the house.
He came back after a few months. Yeah. So I had my kids in our house and his kids too. And he was just traveling wherever he was. No communication, barely any. And then he came back, and it was you have 3 weeks to leave.
Oh, the premises.
Mm-hmm.
You had 3 weeks, or both of you?
No, I had 3 weeks.
Okay.
Leave.
He gave you a letter or something that said you got 3 weeks?
No, he sent me a text.
Okay.
Real about as good as it got.
3 weeks to leave.
So where did his kids go?
They were with me.
No. So y'all all had 3 weeks.
You left with his kids too?
No, I ended up having a conversation with his ex-wife, and we wanted to continue the relationship between the children. However, Simon did not want that. So we just parted ways, and, it kind of broke up the brotherhood between all the boys, which was really sad and unfortunate, I think, for everybody. So, yeah, it was like, you got 3 weeks to leave. And he told me I could have more time if I wanted, but I was so hurt by how quickly our marriage just shifted and how my happiness just came to a abrupt ending. I didn't know what I was feeling or thinking. I wasn't myself.
So think about it. You abandoned your wife with your children plus her children. You disappear for months, allegedly somewhere with Porsha. You come back and you give her only 3 weeks to move with her kids, okay? They have to enroll in new schools. You have to find a home. All of that. Now, I'm fair. So I kept the partying where Fallon said he did come back to give her more time. But you didn't even have the common courtesy to call her. You text her. That's the reason why when Simon came back and said, baby, I'm going to go ahead and withdraw the first divorce that I filed, that's why Fallon said no. And that's when Simon filed a second time, because after he put her through all of that, he apologized and wanted to work it out. That's the reason why, if you remember, he filed for divorce twice. But let's get back to this. Imagine doing her like that, just for you to marry someone who didn't even stay in the house with your kids. She left your kids with the nanny, took her daughter, left the house, then came back with a man that she called her bodyguard with a gun. And you all have heard everything from the court documents that I've read. If you missed it, go to the Our HOA playlist to watch those videos. Not only that, now she's in the house that you paid for, that you cannot even go in your own house because you're fighting with the courts to get her out of your house. She kicked you out and allegedly your kids out. Allegedly. But you thought it was going to be better over here. So they are each other karma. Which, outside of the fun shade, there's really nothing to laugh about, because this is serious when kids are involved. Now, the nanny did say that Simon not being there and being away for work, and Porsha disconnecting the security cameras and then bringing a man with gun. She said she said that she feels unsafe being in the house with his kids while Porsha is there. So that's why I said allegedly it's possible that his kids are no longer there. So the thing about the fact that you got with this woman who only have one child, but she kicked you out, kicked your children out allegedly, it's just a hot mess, but hopefully they can figure it out. Simon did post a few days ago that his 100,000 remains unclaimed still, okay? Standing on business. Basically, he said if anyone can prove that he cheated, he basically was going to pay $100,000. Then someone wrote, Simon, we all know you never cheated. Porsha most definitely cheated during the marriage with Kelvin and more. And Simon pinned the comment, basically alleging that his wife cheated on him. Interesting. Anyways, let's continue. Then after he wrote, I got time, and then go ahead and read his caption. And after that, this is what he posted with the whole citizenship and back and forth today about the benefits of, the benefits that American citizens are. And then go ahead and read all of that. In my case, as a green card holder, the only limitations I have is the privilege of voting in the U.S. election and relying on government benefits. Neither one hinders my presence in the United States. I have dedicated my life to striving for financial independence and providing for my family and community, okay? And then he went ahead and captioned the post. I realized there is much misinformation surrounding my impending divorce, and the reoccurring one is about the benefits of U.S. citizenship versus U.S. permanent residency, which I have been one for 34 years. Hopefully, the above brings some educational clarity to the masses. So why keep applying for citizenship? He responded, because I wanted to vote and I can reapply as many times as I want. There is no bar to reapplying. So why has she filed for divorce from you? Here's my question. He responded, ask her. Simon, if that is the case, why did she file for divorce? I am so confused. Did you tell her that you were a U.S. citizen initially? Simon responded, she traveled over 30 times internationally with me. She knew I had legal residency. Are all in public court filings and will come out in litigation. Oof. Okay. Well, Simon over here explaining himself, child. But Simon didn't address the debt-free part of Porsha's message. He responded, I addressed it on the IG page that she posted. I already read it. Did you all even have a real conversation about this or whatever alleged crime you committed to cause this rush to divorce? I'm just curious to understand what was so terrible that couldn't be worked out. 1 week you're on vacation jet skiing and giggling, and 2 weeks later divorcing. He responded, you have to ask her. Sure. Yeah, it was Porsha who filed for divorce. I'm telling you, Porsha got all that money from Bravo, and people were in her ear. Girl, separate yourself from him. He's a scammer. Also, Porsha was like, you know what? I've seen enough. I can provide myself this lifestyle. I'm going to go ahead and get this money for our issue A. I don't need the mess. In the moment I find a way out, I'm taking it, because if I leave and there's nothing publicly going on, I'm going to be blamed. The moment I find a way out, I'm taking it. And the moment that happened with him being the scammer and all of that, she took it. Bottom line, they deserve each other, and hopefully Porsha has learned her lesson. But based on what I witnessed on her page a few days ago, I'm not sure, and that's a separate video. But our girl Kenya Moore got mixed up in all of this, so let's get into that, and then we're going to go ahead and end it. And of course, our girl Kenya Moore had to correct Simon and let him know that self-made over here. I too have the same car. I got it on my own. So don't do that hashtag self-made queen. Now you can clearly see Kenya is directing her response to Simon. Now if Porsha and Shamia decides to misinterpret this intentionally because they are aware, or let me back up, Porsha is aware that she feels like her light cannot shine next to Kenya Moore. That's her own insecurity, and that's her own problem, not Kenya's problem, okay? So if Porsha and Shamia misinterpret this and say, what does she mean? So because your husband bought you a car, you are not self-made? That's their problem, because you can clearly see that's not the type of time that Kenya is on, and Kenya is allowed to respond. These people have dragged her for years, lied on her, made her the villain and all of that, and every time she responds, oh, why you had to say something? This is a grown woman. She can respond however she wants to. Oh, it had nothing to do with you. Yes, it did. This man just said Shamia is the only one that had the car. No, she's not. I have one too. Self-made over here. Okay? And it's not even that deep, because her response have no shade in it. But I did see some comments about, oh, why does she have the response? Kenya can respond, and even if it had nothing to do with her, she is on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. If she wants to respond, she can respond. Who the bleep cares anymore what these people have to say? They have already lied on this woman. made her the villain, and then every single thing they projected towards her, that's exactly who they are. All of their insecurities is what they were projecting onto Kenya. And now look, she gets to sit back and watch the show. Porsha gets with a married man. She announced her engagement. They get married. We know the story. Porsha gets to go on Instagram Live and respond to a fan or whoever that, yes, I'm going to take your husband next, and everyone laugh and it's all good.
Porsha ready to steal somebody else's husband. Yours. Yours. Sweetie me again. Sweetie me again.
Record that.
But Kenya responding that I too have that car assignment. That's where some of you draw the line. Why is Kenya speaking? She's a grown woman that can speak and say whatever she wants whenever, especially when she's making a correction. The same thing happened when Porsha and Nene were going through their situation, and Kenya simply said, oh yeah, I too was supposed to be on that show. Even Candy went on her Amazon Live and responded. Even Candace from the Real Housewives of Potomac responded with exactly what Kenya Moore responded with. She said, oh yeah, they reached out to me too, but now I see who they went with. And it was crickets. But oh my goodness, why Kenya had to respond? It had nothing to do with her. And kudos to the positive responses on the screen right now. But when you've already created a villain in your mind about someone due to bias editing, then every time they simply respond, you would take it that way. And I don't see it that way. Kenya is simply responding. That's the reason why, because of that mentality, it's the reason why Candy can respond and Candace can respond and it's crickets. But the moment Kenya breathed, she breathed wrong in this direction. But like I said, kudos to the positive responses to Kenya comment. And miserable Malo, who Porsha was so afraid of that she said, if Malo is there, I'm not coming back, left this Bible verse on the post where Porsha was basically saying she's going to take her fan husband, yours. She was joking, of course. Malo dropped the Bible verse, John 8:32. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Okay, Malo. And people were like, Malo, you of all people need to sit this one out, girl. Like, you of all people shouldn't even be talking. And yes, Porsha already had this life. She experienced a man buying her cars, taking her on trips and all of that. We're just saying that this life happened on social media and not on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Also, the comment that Simon left, does that mean that he repoed Porsha's car? Like, he took Porsha's car back? If he's claiming that Shamia is the only one that owns the car now. So that's the question, because you all know when Porsha posted celebrating that, oh, he got me a car, then they compare her car to Fallon car, and he was like, it's not the same car. Just a hot mess all around, Chad. I remember when Porsha lied and said that Shamia set her up. Thank you, bestie, best matchmaker ever. I mean, it kept changing. It was, I met him through Dennis. Then when I saw that he was going through his divorce, I sent him a DM. Now it was Shamia was the matchmaker. Just all over the place. These two as in Simon and Porsha are still going at it. But this video is over 20 minutes long. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this one for now. Whatever else they're doing on social media, I might post a part 2 tomorrow. Thank you all for continuing to click the links in the description below to support the channel. My boutique website link is in there. And also the link to subscribe to my members only. Take care. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.